That first picture is a guy sanding a makeup, and that comes with dust. And that dust, if you have a vacuum with a HEPA filter, that dust from that makeup will get captured. That'll be same thing of vacuuming dust from other stuff. If you are, let's say, vacuuming other things, let's say maybe fine dust, other stuff for woodwork shopping, they mainly do is they have dust collectors there instead, and they collect all the dust. That cleans all the dust up without using your shop vac, because sometimes shop vacs clog filters quicker and dust collectors take a little longer. So live vacuum should need a HEPA filter. If you don't use a HEPA filter, what's coming out of that filter be airborne, and that become an issue. HEPA filters are better to use for vacuuming fine dust off the floors anywhere, shop vacs, regular household vacuums, and HEPA vacs. That's what people at cleaning to do. They have them at wood shops, other stuff. If you're having a shop vac and you hooking up to your disc sander, you're gonna need a HEPA filter or a HEPA bag. So you probably don't even know that, because dust is very fine, super fine, and it's going to clog the filter and actually damage the shop vac and clog it up and destroy the motor, because it needs airflow to go right through it. And if you don't have a HEPA filter, it's going to, if you didn't have a HEPA filter, it's going to right through it and go right into the motor and spew dust everywhere, and your vacuum's going to be very loud because there'll be dust in there. And then how to clean it. So there's a wrong way and a right way. So the wrong way to clean the dust from your shop vac, and I'll be telling you all the guys to do this. There's a video of this guy done it, and I don't recommend trying it. Is turn on your shop vac and because it's a wet dry vac, but you don't want stuff getting to the motor portion. So what this guy did is he just put up the ball or the float, wherever it is, up, and he had something that's holding it up, and sprayed water inside of the vacuum. It vacuum cleaned the shop vac bogged down because water's going for the impeller. Or do the right way and take the thing apart, or use compressed air, or just use it until it dies. You want to do that, will clean it, but that's going to seize up the motor. Those motors are dried for only dry use only. It's like a carpet cleaner. So carpet cleaners are much different. So you cleaning your carpets with it and all their stuff. And you don't want to use a carpet cleaner. They're designed to clean carpets, not designed to get dust. So about these machines, maybe you're thinking, what's better? Me buying an expensive dust collector? Well, if you're doing, like, say, small stuff like that, or if you, let's say if you broke up pieces of, you got, say, that type of makeup, but you didn't sand it down, you just broke it by making the powder like a hydraulic press does, and pour all over the floor, and you vacuum. So number one, so makeup is like kind of like crayons for a bit. So what that will do is that becomes an issue. It's kind of like a crayon. Like you have, let's say, dust over the floor. You'd be vacuuming that dust up with the vacuum cleaner. What we're going to do now? Well, first thing is you're going to have to do is just have to clean up the dust from the makeup. Here's the issue is when makeup hits the floor and you spread it on the floor, it gets sticky onto the floor. Then you have to use a mop or a scrubber to clean it up. If it's like loose, vacuum with a HEPA filter will clean that up, because you don't even know if that's going to go airborne and it becomes an issue. Lead, I don't know for lead. I might say probably HEPA filter. I don't know for sure. Like if you're sharpening all the pencil shavings from the sharpener, you can actually use a vacuum without a HEPA filter for that, but there's some lead particles in there. I think HEPA filter. So HEPA filter are real expensive, but they capture better than any other filters. If you have the small shop vacs like the Stinger or the Craftsman, the one I did on my videos, that you don't get HEPA filters for that. So you get a reusable filter, and you're vacuuming up stuff like that, you probably have to buy something that has a HEPA filter. There are some small shop vacs, bigger, like the shop vac all around. There are some small ones like these size that there's a big giant pleated filter inside. You can actually use that instead over the HEPA filter, over the regular. So you can use the HEPA, not so over the head. So if you bought a shop vac like this size, when you take it out of the box, it's set up for dry use only. You have to assemble it as wet use. I think certain shop vacs, they're assembled for wet use, but these big ones are assembled as dry use because they probably don't use because they probably don't know what's your use for it yet. So if you're using there's the foam filter, and do not use the foam filter. That's for wet use only, not for dry use. Stuff's gonna go right through it and probably risk damaging your motor or having that stuff airborne and inhaling that dust. So HEPA filters work better. Bags. They don't really sell bags for it, so it's just paid. They might sell HEPA bags for it. They might be a little expensive. They have paper bags that go into there. And certain machines do sell HEPA. They also have HEPA bags for them. And that's for like if you're doing a lot of dust working. If you're doing a lot of dust, bags work way better. And actually, why I choose a bag for it, because it's going to make the motor last long. It also makes the filter cleaner. So it's going to make the filter last much longer than we're not clogging up the filter every time. Like the Stinger shop vacs, they don't have a bag. They're designed to not use a bag. So they might have a shorter lifespan over like the Craftsman I have, because I have a bag inside of it. Because if the filter gets dirty and you don't even know, it's going to damage the motor, overheat it. If it has no thermal protection, it'll just burn up, that's it. These big ones have thermal protection because they're a little pricey. Other stuff. How many filters? Only one. There's a filter in the drum. Only one filter, that's it. It relies on one filter. There's no two filters or anything. There's only one filter. It's in the drum. There's no... It's just there's no it's a post motor filter. So how that works is air goes into the vacuum, goes into the filter. I think that's the post motor filter, then goes out and goes to the pre motor filter. So how does that work? So there's two filters on your actually vacuum. I think that might be the post motor. I don't know which one's the pre motor filter, because I think the pre-motor filter might be where the airflow comes out, or that might be the suction. I might have to Google search, because on the Dyson's easier. So you have two filters here. If you have it'll be easier as a Bissell. So a Bissell vacuum, there's a filter in the bin on the top portion, on top. That's a filter. That might be them. I think that is the post motor filter. It is it goes to the post motor filter. Then how the pre motor filter, actually that's a filter that doesn't capture that much dust. Cheap vacuum cleaners. I mean, vacuum cleaners in the $30 range up. Actually, no, in the $70 range and down. It might be the $70 range or the $50 range. I think 70 and down, they're cheap. They don't have a post. I think certain ones do have so the $50 range vacuums and down don't have a post motor filter because they're cheaper. Vacuums like little expensive ones like the $60 range and up, they have one, but not as good. If you go up to vacuums up to a $200 range and up, you have all the sealed features. These shop vacs are non-sealed systems. So number one, it seals by the suction. And like that, what seals the suction? It seals the suction by using the suction force from the thing. So there's no rubber sealed inside. And it's just for because number one, there's no other place, because you can compare to a vacuum, you suck up a lot of dust. It goes out in the air and you breathe in that same dust. Other people are vacuum cleaners coming out. So you vacuum up your carpets. You don't even know what's in your carpet. Sand, grit, and dust mites, and up to dead skin cells. from every human shedding their skin, going on the floor, collecting to the vacuum cleaner, and clogging the filter, or worse, put inside your air you breathe. So everyone breathes the same air, your vacuum cleaner. And having a HEPA filtration system costs more money. A lot of today's AC units have a HEPA filtration. Now you can buy a cheap vacuum cleaner that spews dust because your new AC unit has a filtration system. When they make AC units, they have to have a sealed HEPA filter. If you use a cheap filter, you're gonna blow what's coming out. HEPA filter is the only way to go. Vacuum cleaners have a HEPA filter. Some lie to you, like the Dysons and the Sharks have a HEPA filter. Bissel's don't have a HEPA filter, so Bissell vacuums spew dust everywhere when you use them. Their most expensive one, same thing. They don't even have a sealed system. Bissell is a really good company. Everyone likes a Bissell because they make really good deep cleaners. I'll be talking about that in the next video and all that type of stuff. About why I love shop vacs. We're going to go back to shop vacs. All shop vacs always have HEPA filters for it. When you look at filters right now, you have the white, the blue, and the green. The green is always the HEPA. It might be different for certain ones. I know with the colors for the rigid, the white is standard, the blue is for like standard and standard, and the green is really for fine dust. Because you have to look at the color. So the green one might be more expensive than the white one because it's actually better. And they do sell they actually do for rigid, it's the green paper bag, but they don't even make cloth bags. Like when you look at your standard upright vacuum, like you got like a Royal or a Kirby, open that zipper up, you see a cloth HEPA bag. They might sell, and they're actually good too, those cloth HEPA bags, because if you suck up water with it, it goes right through it. It doesn't ruin it because it's made out of cloth. Paper bags get destroyed by water. They might sell paper bags for shop bag or cloth bags. They might be a little pricier. And actually, in my next video will be about shop vac bags. So remember, shop vac bags are really good to use if you're using for dust. But if you suck up too much dust, it becomes an issue. So remember, shop vacs are good. Are they better as regular vacuum cleaners? That'll be my next video coming out. And that's going to be it for this video.